Hey guys, welcome back to another travel vlog. I'm currently in Hanoi in Vietnam, and this is the beginning of a 18-day trip across Southeast Asia, visiting 4 countries, including Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. So this is our first day in Vietnam. We're in Hanoi. This is the Sofitel Legend Metropole Hotel, a spot for the best in the city. So this morning we're gonna do a cycling tour to the countryside of Vietnam to visit some local villages and learn about the life there. And in the afternoon, we're gonna go on a city tour, including the Old Quarter, and we're also going to watch a water puppet show, which is quite traditional here in Vietnam. So I'm quite excited about today. On the outskirts of Hanoi, there are many little villages, so this is one of them, and this is the local markets in one of the villages. So it's very traditional, and we hardly ever see any tourists here. So it's quite authentic, I would say. Hi guys, so we're now in the countryside, and here you can see some planting rice, and there we have the corn, and in the background you see the villages. We visited a traditional Vietnamese house. So this house is actually quite old. It's more than 100 years, although it has been rebuilt some of the parts. There is Chinese influence in the architecture throughout the house. We have arrived at the Ho Chi Minh complex. So that building right there is Ho Chi Minh's tomb. Here you'll find the Vietnamese flag, and this colonial French building is the old Parliament House. This is the more modern and contemporary new parliament. So this is the legendary Hanoi's Old Quarter. It is said to be dating back 1,000 years. So when you look at the buildings, it might not seem very historic and perhaps not romantic at all. Yeah, I agree, because it's rather chaotic than romantic. So we're exploring this area by a rickshaw, and if you do visit the Old Quarter, I suggest you to adjust your expectations. So don't expect it to be like very nice and romantic and poetic. Rather expect it to be quite gritty, and anyway, I wouldn't really want to visit the Old Quarter again, but it's full of delicious street food, which I suppose would be worth a try. Hanoi is a big, bustling city with over 7 million people, and almost everyone has a scooter, so there are more than 5 million scooters in the city. We watched a traditional Vietnamese water puppet show. So this show is very authentic and traditional in Vietnam. It dates back 1,000 years. It's also quite interesting and funny to watch because the water puppet depicts local Vietnamese life. So guys, this is our second day in Vietnam, and today we're gonna take a seaplane to Halong Bay, which is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. Yes. And tonight we're going on a one-night cruise to explore the scenery of Halong Bay. And tomorrow we're coming back to Hanoi Airport to fly to our next destination, which is Hue in central Vietnam.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
So we have now arrived aboard our cruise ship. This is the balcony of our room. I'm really enjoying myself. The views here are absolutely brilliant. So later on we're gonna visit a cave, and then we're going to have a kayaking adventure, and yeah, that's the plan for today, and we're gonna spend the night on board this cruise ship. This is our room aboard the Emperor Cruises. I highly recommend it. It's quite exclusive, only for like 15 people. So this is the state suite. Here's the bed. There you can see like a bit of the balcony because our room is at the end of the ship. It's probably the nicest room aboard. Here we've got a living area, quite beautiful, and this is the toilet. So yeah, I consider the room like really nice and posh for a cruise ship, and I would highly recommend taking Emperor Cruises in Halong Bay. We also explored Halong Bay by kayak. It was probably the best kayaking excursion I've ever been on. It's a brilliant way to explore the limestone islands, the pretty landscape of Halong Bay. I highly recommend doing a kayaking excursion. We also visited one of Halong Bay's really famous caves. They're all made of limestone, and Halong Bay's islands actually turn out to be lava rocks, so it's quite interesting. Today we visited the fishing village of Vung Vieng. It's a floating village in Halong Bay. It's surrounded by the mountains, protecting the village from bad weather, and the village is very famous for the pearl farming industry. So we visited a pearl farm to see how the pearls are produced. It was very interesting, and yeah, so we explored this village by a boat, and it's quite an authentic experience. After Halong Bay was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the local fishermen that lived inside the caves were forced by the government to move out, and so the government built this fishing village for the local fishermen to live in instead of that cave. So guys, this is the end of part 1 of my Vietnam trip vlog. In this part, I explored northern Vietnam, so Hanoi and Halong Bay. These two are really nice places. So tomorrow we're heading to Hue, which is a really nice old town that was the capital of Vietnam, and the next day we're going to Da Nang and then Hoi An. So guys, thanks for watching this vlog, and please stay tuned for part 2. It'll come out in a few days probably. Okay, bye guys.